everybody. This is Tom Prendergast. I am the CEO of Shell Holdings, and that is the company that has built MarketHive, owns it, and has put this together. Many of you viewing this may not know who I am, so I'm going to give you a brief history so you know where we're coming from. It's always important to know what the history is so you have an idea what the future holds. Back in the 80s, I ran one of the top 10 ad agencies in the Silicon Valley. So I sort of saddled up and rode the revolution and met a lot of people. It was back in that, that whole internet technology revolution really helped me cut my teeth. I got to know the people at Apple and Adobe Software, many other companies when they were just fledgling companies. Apple, I think when I started working with them, had about 7 employees. I met both Steves. They had a small research and development they called the Taco Towers in Cupertino. Adobe, forget the name of the guy's name is Paul. There was probably 9, 12, 15 people. I was one of their beta testers for Adobe Illustrator 1.0. One of the first people to buy their PostScript technology and a Texas Instrument printer that cost us $17,000. So my history with all this goes back a long ways. I've been aware of the internet long before anybody else knew about it. Back in the 80s, I was one of the first people to sign up on AOL. I was on newsgroup sites. I had my own what do you call it? It was a little software that you set up on your computer and other people could modem into it. I was using FTP back in the late 80s to get jobs out to Thailand where we had printers. So I was riding along with that wave. I was aware of the internet. I was working with Stanford. Stanford was one of my customers. Later I became part of the Supercomputer Center at the University of California, San Diego. So I've been immersed in this for a long time. In the 90s, when the internet opened up, I was right there. I was right at the very beginning. Like Vert, this picture of the person that you see here, his name is Vint Cerf. He is known as the architect and inventor of the internet. He's an incredible man. You should seek him out and watch his videos and things on YouTube. You'll be really truly amazed. He's the real thing that the character called the architect in the Matrix was modeled after. He's the real guy. In that sense, I'm the guy that invented automated marketing. I am the guy. I'm the guy who did it. I am the godfather of automated marketing. I guess you could say I'm the architect of the autoresponder, the broadcaster, the self-replicating website. It all started as on a domain called Wave 4 back in 94, 95, which eventually evolved into Veritech. Veritech was the leading edge and was the #1 automated marketing system for many years. It ran for nearly 20 years. Mike Darling and I were partners in that for almost the entirety of that ride. Between Mike Darling and I, we probably have somewhere between 400,000 and 500,000 hours just on the internet and developing things. My forte is marketing, advertising, promotions. I've always looked out and built things for the little guy and gal. And in that same sense, Vint has the same attitude, opinion. His same goal is about empowering the little guy, not the big guy. And that's one of the things I like about him. So during that 20 years, I got a really good idea about, who people are, what kind of people get involved in doing, entrepreneurialism, network marketing, the struggles that people have with limited resources, limited funds, but with great spirit and great desire to achieve autonomy, to achieve an alternative income. And that is truly the spirit of the entrepreneur. And interestingly enough, we are at what I'd call the beginning of the age of the entrepreneur. For the last 100 years, we have suffered under the tyranny of the Industrial Revolution, the centralizing of jobs into the cities, the destruction of families, the obliteration of small businesses, being crushed by large, monolithic, publicly held corporations. The rebellion and the revolution against that has started. And I can tell you right now, I'm a champion of that, and so is Vint Cerf. With that said, 100 years ago or so, the world was run by entrepreneurs, pretty much. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the attorney, the banker, the accountant, all of these people, when they hired somebody, they would hire them as an apprentice, eventually creating their competition, but they would go off to another town and set up their shop, and the economy thrived on that small level basis. Today, where we have come to with this huge corporatism, this huge industrial tyranny that is now starting to fall apart, when we were kids, our parents told us go to school, get a job, work for 40 years, and retire. Well, that's not worked out too well for most people. Maybe there was one generation in there where that really worked. It doesn't work anymore. Today, you're lucky if you can keep a job for more than 2 to 5 years. With that said, if we shift our focus to entrepreneurialism and not subserviism, in other words, instead of raising children to become employees and get a job, we raise children to become entrepreneurs and seek problems to solve, what happens? Well, unemployment rate pretty much goes away because everybody's going out there and creating their own business. Minimum wage is no longer required because employees become a sought-after commodity. Imagine a college producing 1,000 graduates this year, and 800 of them are entrepreneurs. And each one of them goes out and finds a problem, is solving the problem. The innovation is now the main push of the economy, and so they need to hire 2 or 3 employees. So you got 800 people times 3. That's 2,400, and what's left of the 800 is 200 graduates, where they have their choice of 2,400 jobs from that class. I can tell you that they're not going to get paid $7 an hour. They're going to be being offered anywhere from $20 to $50 to $100 an hour. That's my point. Entrepreneurialism is the solution for so many things. And this is the direction and the goal of MarketHive. So let's segue over there. Let me show you what we've got going in the MarketHive, so I can kind of give you an idea in the direction that we're going. MarketHive is designed to create a social neural network. Now, what do we mean by a social neural network? Well, up until now, social networks are kind of like single cells in the ocean. There's lots of people who are joining into these networks, so they're like entering into the pond or the walled garden like Facebook, and they have lots of friends, and I have my perception, and I say, I don't like this, or I like that, or we're having lots of snow, or we're celebrating our anniversary, or we're having pot roast for dinner, and other people comment on it. Well, today we're moving into a new direction, and that's called social neural network, where the entrepreneurs are gathering into organized groups to build a symbiotic agenda to help each other. Now, this is very difficult to do without the proper tools to do that. So what does MarketHive offer to solve that? Well, first of all, MarketHive is an integrated portfolio of advanced inbound marketing tools. Blogger platforms, autoresponder emails, broadcasting systems, integrated forums, campaigns, all integrated and put together to create a result built by a group of people. Take, for instance, our groups. When you are in MarketHive, similar to Facebook, you create a group. Now, in Facebook, a group of people just have a common focus to post like-minded messages. So you may have a Christian group, so everybody in that group is posting testimonies and scripture and discussing all of that, and that's what it is. In our groups, we create what we call a social neural network. In other words, when you create a group, you're the captain, and the people that come in there are part of the crew. As the captain, you have the ability to broadcast into that group. In other words, I have a group of 100 people. I'm the captain of that crew. So I produce the marketing and the messages and stuff, and when I publish a advertising or a message on behalf of the group, it is publishing to all of their Facebooks. So instead of me publishing just to mine, it publishes to all of theirs, to all their Twitter accounts, to all their LinkedIn accounts. Thereby, as a organism, as a organization, my comments, my publishings are for the benefit of the entire group, and they don't all have to copy and paste or repeat what I'm doing on their own. They can concentrate on other aspects of what to do. In the same sense, we have what's called a rotator in our groups. What a rotator does is allows me to create a campaign driving traffic to a particular website address where people sign up into the capture page that we've built in the MarketHive, and all of that information that goes into that ultimate capture page is shared amongst everybody in the group. Is that making sense? Then we have another aspect in the group that's called blog share. Similar to Facebook, where we have notes, in MarketHive we have what's called the blog share. That allows you to produce articles in a blogging type atmosphere and publish those articles to your profile page that's in your MarketHive, but it also produces CSS scripts. Those CSS scripts can be mixed and matched and turned into cocktail scripts. In the group, you have a common area where you're all producing content into a group blog platform that can then be broken up into literally tens of thousands of different cocktail CSS scripts, thereby generating and controlling literally unlimited blogs on unlimited domains, producing an amazing SEO result. SEO results that are equal to or even greater than the SEO services that you go out there and you pay upwards of $5,000 a month. I could show them to you where their entry level is $500 a month and they go up from there. And people pay them because a group of writers work and go out there and publish all throughout all these WordPress blogs on your behalf, and they do it, you know, that's all they do, and you pay them a lot of money to do that. Whereas you come into a group like this, as a group, a smaller handful of people with a like-minded agenda, all working as a team, produce the same results, all automated and controlled within your group, within the MarketHive. It's an amazing system. You also have a management system in your group, so that at a glance you can see in your group who's active in the MarketHive. How often it'll show you kind of a bar, and the more they're active, the color becomes blue. The less they're active, it goes to green, yellow, orange, red, and the bar gets smaller. You'll even be able to get reports to see, okay, yeah, they're publishing to the blog 2 or 3 times a day, they're commenting over here, they're doing this over there, they're broadcasting, they're producing this, they're doing that. You'll be able to kind of get a gauge on who is really active in your group and who isn't. So it allows you to be able to contact like Ida and say, Ida, you're doing a really great job. I really appreciate the assistance and the help that we're doing here. And you can even reward her by increasing her share of the rotator so she gets more business because you know that she's working it. And you talk to somebody else who's not doing anything, and you call them up and you get a hold of them, and you find out maybe they've been sick or they're not doing well or they've changed their mind, and so you can make a decision whether you want to keep them in the group or not. It's called group management. Very, very powerful, very important, and this is what makes this a social neural network. If you understand how social neural networks work, you have like the brain, and then you have the spinal column and the nerves and all that, but every single nerve point, every node, every neural section receives stimuli affects the rest of the grid. And so not only is there a centralized place where there is information coming from, the entire grid is based on their own data, their own knowledge, affects the entire agenda of the entire group. It's a very powerful marketing model, and it's just now starting to come up on the horizon. In that concept, we've also created what we call companies. You'll also notice, I'm going to take a break here, you also notice that in the navigations of MarketHive, we have created the navigation to be very similar to Facebook. So it's really easy to understand navigating throughout the system. We didn't go out there and try to create some unique navigational system that's unique to us. We decided to go out there and design this whole thing into a navigation system that everybody is familiar with. You know what I'm talking about. You go to LinkedIn, it's kind of difficult to figure out LinkedIn because LinkedIn is not like Facebook. It's kind of disjuncted. And I also noticed that about 2 years ago that LinkedIn shifted from a very proprietary, unique interface, navigation, and they became more Facebook-like. Well, in the same aspects, we decided that MarketHive should be as close to as we could make it so that it was very easy for you to understand your way around in the system. So, companies. What we've done here in companies is we've created and branded the majority of the direct sales industries companies. So you'll probably see a lot of companies in here that are similar, or maybe even your own companies that you were in or you are doing, etc. So let's go and pick an obvious one. Let's go to well, let's see. There's a lot to choose from. We're just going to chocolate discoveries. We click on that. This is set up in what we call in a generic nature. No, it hasn't been sponsored yet by that particular company. So what this allows people to do who are in the MarketHive database, they can identify and groups of sponsors or groups of distributors can get involved and create kind of a organization for their particular company. But if we take this to the actual company, we can set this up for them so that it does the broadcasting. So they become the broadcaster. Only think about this. They become the broadcaster of the message for the people. Benefit. So they could literally have thousands of their distributors into this group, in this branded portal within the MarketHive, where all of their distributors as members in the group can benefit from the company producing the advertising and publishing it out to all their Facebooks, all their Twitters, LinkedIns, Google+, etc. It also has the blog sharing capability, so all the individuals in there can contribute to the blogging platform of the company and literally produce millions of different CSS script cocktails for each and every person's own blog to benefit from the content coming off from the group and the company leading that. Does that make sense so far? I mean, this is a very powerful concept, and it's all here. The company controls the rotator. Again, you have a rotator. So if the company is putting on a campaign to drive new distributors, then the members in this group can benefit from that. And so let's say the company wants to do a co-op. We have a co-op technology that we can put in here. It's called campaigns as well. So the company can say, all right, a share of the traffic that comes off of this campaign that we're going to run will go to you through the autoresponder. It's going to cost you $100 a share. We're going to match it so they can raise literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to run a YouTube video campaign, or a Facebook ad campaign, or a Google or a search engine campaign, or a capture page campaign. You get the picture. We give these tools to the company so that they can actually become a leading contributor to the success of their distributors through the technology and the portal that we built in MarketHive just for them, giving them a unique branded social neural network. This is big. We also produce for them what's called a PDF duplicator. Now, the PDF duplicator allows the company, they have to give us their marketing materials, their business cards, their flyers, their mailers, their postcards, their banners for conventions. We take that and specially process it so that we put it into their PDF duplicator in their group, and every distributor that's in there clicks on that particular function, chooses whatever they want, makes sure that the information that they have in the fields for that, like their name, their address, their phone number, their website address, is correct. Push the button, it produces a customized PDF that they can then upload to a service like Overnight Prints and go order business cards, brochures, postcards, flyers, banners, the whole thing for a very inexpensive price. The company controls the look and theme of the marketing materials. The distributors get access to this, and they're able to be up to speed and running quickly. The whole concept of branding companies into MarketHive like this is extremely advantageous to that company's branding and control of the message on the internet. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to associate a cost to it. And what this cost does for you is, or for that company, is it gives us the revenue we need to create the PDF duplicator and make sure it's all set up for the company to run in here. There's not a lot of customization, primarily the PDF duplicator. But we will take that cost. We're not sure what it's going to be at. Let's say it's $10,000. And we'll give you $5,000 if you bring that agreement, that setup, to us. So if you go out there and bring in Trivita or one of these other companies, then you will receive the commission on bringing that business into us. There's a big benefit in doing this because then the company promotes MarketHive. MarketHive is a completely free system. There's no upcharges in it whatsoever. It generates its revenue through its advertising programs. The primary advertising function in it is what's called the alpha profile page and the banner ad. There's other smaller functions that produce revenue. Now, some people have mentioned to me that they have concerns that the company's not going to want their distributors to see advertising. However, if you're on the internet, everywhere you go, there's advertising. That's just the way it is today. You go to Google to search, there's advertising. You go into Facebook, there's advertising. You go to most people's blogs, there's advertising. Wherever you go, it's what generates the revenue. We've made sure that the advertising functions that are in MarketHive are very clean. It's not scattered all over the place. It doesn't pop up videos that you have to listen to. It's very simple. And we did that for a reason. Now, with that said, what is the benefits to the individuals who get involved with this, other than the fact that we have every conceivable inbound marketing tool in here? What can MarketHive do for you to build your sphere of influence? We have a program for that. It's called the Alpha Program. So when we open up the doors to MarketHive on come January 15th, the doors will be open for people to get the free service. What's the free service? It's everything I just showed you. It's all the tools. And we have other videos where we go into each one of these specific tools. You've got groups, companies, blogs, videos, forums, leads, campaigns, etc. All of that is included. When a person signs up for it, they have to register themselves with a credit card in order to get the ad campaigns money. When you register your credit card, we're not charging you anything. We give you a bunch of credits to be able to run advertising, but we verify that you are who you are through that credit card, so that we don't have hackers coming into our system. I hope you understand what I'm saying about that. Then all the tools are unlocked and open to you when you do that. Now, with that in mind, one of the advertising benefits of the MarketHive is going to be advertising MarketHive to people outside the system, and that's called the profile page. The alpha profile page will have a little bit different than the typical profile page. The typical profile page works very similar to the typical profile page in Facebook. It's got your picture, it'll show some of your blog postings that you want to show on it. It'll show your videos if you want them to show on it. Depends on how you set up your privacy. But if you're in the alpha program, and now listen very carefully because this is very important. In the alpha program, you will be able to promote your profile page, and the sign up links that show up on there for people to get a MarketHive account themselves is connected to you. So when they sign up through your profile page, they're automatically linked into your social network. Not unlike Facebook. If the normal way that you sign up into a social network like Facebook or MarketHive, if you're just a free beta, that person gets an account. They're not connected to anybody. They have absolutely zero friends, and they have to go in there and start searching people, ask to be friends, and that person has to agree in order for them to start building their social network the traditional way. This way, you could go to your existing sphere of influence. Let's say you got a mailing list of a couple thousand, or let's say you have a mailing list that you've paid for before, and you know that it's quite active, of 25 million. Instead of you promoting your business opportunity, only picking up a couple hundred people into your business opportunity, you use your MarketHive Alpha profile page, and you promote that and all the things that come with this, which is far more attractive. So you get a lot more results of people signing into the system, and they automatically are connected into your social network, and you can also establish them to go into whatever group you want them to go into, and also set them up to get your series of autoresponders, thereby sort of turning your MarketHive profile page into a capture page. But instead of just getting a person's information, their name and their phone number and their email address and permission to send them email, they become integrated to you and become part of your social neural network. They become integrated into your groups, and you can show them how you can help them in the group to build their businesses or their agenda or their whatever they're trying to do. They're in your social network so that they're seeing what you post on your news feed, and you get to see what they post on their news feed. You understand that you then create an integrated friendship, a social neural network. That's the Alpha program. There's a cost to the Alpha program. It's $100 a month. But we give you something else. We give you a banner. We give you enough credits to do a banner a day. Banners cost $100 a day, just like they do at mini sites like Build a Better Network, Warrior Forums. So the $100 a day is a legitimate charge. So right now, the most powerful aspect of the MarketHive is to promote it, to build awareness and create a sphere of influence. But at the same time, we give you enough credits to be able to run your banners maybe 2 years down the road when there's millions of people in the system. So you can accrue your banners. So you pay $100 a month for your Alpha system. You get the Alpha profile page, and you also get the same amount of credits that you would just pay for normally for banner advertisement, and you can accrue it. So there is a double value in doing the profile page. But we take it another step. Because we are just launching this out, we want to make it very, very judicious for you to get involved with us. So what we're doing is we're going to offer you what we call a limited partnership into the company if you commit to 12 payments of $100 or a one-off payment of $1,200 for the Alpha. We call that the Alpha Founder Program. So what do you get with the Alpha Founder Program? Well, you get the Alpha profile page for life, for the rest of your life. You also get $3,000 in advertising credits the moment you sign into the Alpha Founder Program. That's, in other words, that's a banner ad running every day of the month. That's $100 times 30. That's $3,000. You also get $100 a month credits towards a banner. So every month after that, you get a day's paid for, just like you would normally do buying a banner to run, and you get that for life. So for $1,200, a commitment of $1,200, we give you $4,200 in your first year. So you give us $1,200, we give you $4,200 in advertising value, actual cost, money, and we give you a banner ad per day every month for the rest of your life. So let's take it out to 10 years. What's 10 years times 12 times 100? That's $12,000 in actual money value that you save by doing this within a 10-year period. So we're giving you $12,000 and $4,800, so that's $16,000. It's almost $17,000 in value just signing up into the Alpha Founder program, where you commit for 12 months and you sign a contract with us, a limited partnership with us. And so doing that, we also are going to share our revenue. What? Yeah, we're going to do that too. Because look at, we want to drive this company into the stratosphere and turn it into a billion-dollar company. We're thinking really big here. So we're going to give you revenue. Up to 20% of the revenue MarketHive will be shared equitably with the limited partners. Up to, we're going to cut it off at 1,000. And so the way to illustrate this for you is when the company reaches $100 million a year, which is really easy. I mean, you look at Facebook, they're doing something like $50 billion a month just in ad revenue. At $100 million a year, which we project will be there in 2 years, you'll be making $20,000 for each Alpha Founder that you own. That's not bad. A $1,200 investment gives you almost $20,000 in advertising, actual cost, money, advertising in the system. It also gives you $20,000 a year in returns on your $1,200 purchase of the limited partnership. This is an incredible offer to you. It's limited to 1,000. We are well on our way to reaching that number. How do you get involved with this? You contact the person who's told you about this, or if you're already a BOD member, what we call a BOD founder in the mother company, Shell Holdings, you already know this process. Well, what's that? What's Shell Holdings? Shell Holdings is the mother company that owns MarketHive. So let's talk about that. When we take this to that level of the, hold on a second, of promoting the Alpha Founder program, we're going to also offer the peak performers an additional incentive. And what is that? Well, 2 years ago, when we revealed and promoted what we wanted to build here, the MarketHive, we didn't even have a name for it back then, the mother company Shell Holdings. So it took us about 2 weeks of sharing our vision with a cloud of my friends. We brought on about $500,000 in investment with about 100 people, most of it being pledges, which is $200 a month. During the period of 2 years, about 20 people fell off. So we have actually 20 what we call BOD, Board of Director Founder, limited partnerships in the company that's available. Well, those things are now worth about $20,000 a piece because they have a share of 20% of the revenue of the mother company. MarketHive is owned by the mother company, so its potential is much, much greater, so its cost, of course, is worth a lot more. You go out there and promote the Alpha Founder program, and you're one of the top 20 people promoting it. You're going to get, as a reward for doing that, a Shell Holdings Founders Agreement. You're going to be one of the 100 people that will be receiving 20% of the revenue of Shell Holdings for the rest of your life. Now, how does that compare to what you get over at MarketHive? Well, if MarketHive is producing $100 million a year and paying out $20,000 per Alpha Founder member there, it'll be paying $200,000 a year to the Shell founders. So you want to get one or more of those. And how is that going to pay out? Well, what we said and how we set this up is if you bring in 100 or more, up to 200 or more for each block of 100 that you personally bring in through your system or identified to you through the agreement, then you will guarantee receive a shell founder contract. Even if we don't reach 1,000. When we reach 1,000, and we only have a handful of people who actually brought in more than 100 people, but we still have a lot of other people who partook in this, and they may have brought in 50 people or 20 people or 10 people. If they're in the top 20, everybody that is in that curve will receive a shell founder agreement. This company reaches, and I'm absolutely confident we're going to be one of the top 10 systems on the internet. This will be a priceless commodity, a priceless possession of yours for the rest of your life, and it'll be a legacy for you to have for the rest of life and for your children's children's children, as long as this system lives. Now, some of the future focus we have on this, as we reach 1,000 people, 1,000 alpha founders, so that represents $100,000 a month or $1.2 million for our first year. The reason we're doing this is to raise the money to advertise MarketHive on a grand, aggressive scale so that it explodes and builds very quickly. What does that mean? That means that you are actually contributing to a co-op fund where almost 90% of the money that you're paying into owning the limited partnership, all that money is being spent to promote the system, and as the new business comes in from promoting the system, it'll go into a rotator, and all that business will go to you and all the other alpha founders. So your money is actually being invested to promote and build your business for you. Think about that for a second. That is an incredible offer. And here it gets even better. This is not MLM. It has none of the stigma of MLM. It is not an MLM. It is not an affiliate program. It's none of that. It's an absolute, totally free, state-of-the-art, valuable system that's worth $3,000 to $5,000 a month that you're giving away absolutely, totally free. And you're going to benefit from being one of the people who helped fund the marketing of this by becoming a limited partner in this. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to worry about building an organization or anything. It doesn't have any of that. It has none of that stigma. But it is a residual income opportunity for the first 1,000 people that get involved in doing this. After that 1,000 people come in, the revenue after the first year will be borne by people buying the alpha service, which will be more than worth it, so that they have the profile page to be able to build their own social neural networks, and the banner advertising and the boosting of your videos, your messages, your meetings, your postings on your news feeds, etc. This is going to be huge. This is a massive program, and this has been designed and built just for the little guy and gal. Just like Vint Cerf, his whole focus was to level the playing field for the little guy and gal. MarketHive is based on the same principles that you, as our members in MarketHive, our goal is to help you achieve entrepreneurial excellence and financial autonomy. Thank you for coming to our meeting. We're going to be having meetings every day, so check our calendars and our blogs. MarketHive.net is our blog. Facebook.com MarketHive is our fan page, and MarketHive.com is where our service is. Stay tuned, stay focused, and spread the word. Thank you very much. This is Tom Prendergast, the architect of automated marketing, inbound marketing. On behalf of my partner, Mike Darling, we thank you.